Different stakeholders bring different perspectives, priorities, and pressures to a business, and these factors can have a profound impact on the decisions made by the business and the direction it takes. Owners or shareholders are typically the most influential stakeholders when it comes to shaping business objectives. In a publicly traded company, shareholders expect the business to focus on profitability, growth, and increasing shareholder value. This expectation can lead companies to prioritize objectives such as maximizing profit, cutting costs, or expanding into new markets. For example, a company like Apple may be pushed by its shareholders to continually innovate and introduce new products to maintain high profits and drive share prices upward. In contrast, in smaller, privately owned businesses, the owners might have more personal or community-focused objectives, such as maintaining local relationships or sustaining a family legacy. Their influence on business objectives may be geared more toward stability and long-term sustainability than rapid growth. Employees, another important group of stakeholders, can influence business objectives as well, although their power is often more indirect compared to owners or shareholders. Employees are focused on their working conditions, wages, job security, and opportunities for advancement, and businesses that want to attract and retain a talented workforce may set objectives that reflect these concerns. For instance, a company may prioritize objectives like improving workplace safety, offering competitive benefits, or creating a culture that promotes innovation and job satisfaction. Companies like Google have famously incorporated employee satisfaction into their objectives by offering perks, career development opportunities, and a positive work environment, which in turn helps attract top talent and drive the company's overall success. On the other hand, if employees are unhappy or feel their needs are being neglected, they may organize into unions, strike, or push for changes that can force a company to realign its objectives. Customers are another group whose influence on business objectives can be significant, particularly in competitive industries where customer loyalty is crucial. Businesses must listen to customer demands for quality, service, and value, and these demands often shape the company's objectives. For example, a retailer might set objectives to improve customer service, lower prices, or offer more eco-friendly products in response to shifting consumer preferences. Companies like Amazon have set customer-centric objectives, such as improving delivery speed and creating a seamless online shopping experience, which have helped the company grow and dominate its market. A failure to align objectives with customer expectations can result in lost sales, damaged reputation, and ultimately business decline. Suppliers, while typically more external to the daily operations of a business, can still influence its objectives, especially if the business is reliant on specific materials, products, or services from those suppliers. Suppliers may push for objectives that ensure timely payments and long-term contracts, and businesses must factor these needs into their supply chain strategies. For instance, a manufacturer that relies on raw materials from overseas suppliers might set objectives related to diversifying its supply chain to reduce risk, or it might focus on building strong supplier relationships to ensure the steady flow of materials. A company like Tesla, for example, might work closely with battery suppliers to ensure they can meet production objectives for its electric vehicles, and in doing so, the supplier's capabilities and needs shape Tesla's operational and strategic objectives. The local community, especially for businesses with a significant local presence, can also influence objectives, although their influence often manifests through public pressure or expectations for corporate social responsibility. Companies that operate in a specific region are expected to contribute positively to the local economy, offer employment opportunities, and avoid causing harm to the environment or local population. If a business is seen as neglecting these responsibilities, the local community can protest, influence local legislation, or create negative publicity. For example, a mining company operating in a small town might face pressure from the community to set environmental objectives, such as reducing pollution or investing in local infrastructure. In response, the company might establish objectives that align with the community's expectations, balancing business needs with environmental responsibility. The government's influence on business objectives is often exerted through regulations, taxation, and legal requirements. Governments set the framework within which businesses operate, and compliance with laws is a mandatory objective for any company. This influence can lead businesses to set objectives around adhering to new legislation, improving transparency, or increasing environmental sustainability. For example, the introduction of stricter environmental regulations may push a manufacturing company to adopt objectives focused on reducing carbon emissions or improving energy efficiency. Similarly, changes in tax policy might prompt a business to prioritize objectives related to tax compliance or financial restructuring. The degree of influence each stakeholder group has on a business's objectives often depends on factors such as the size and type of business, the industry in which it operates, and the balance of power among stakeholders. In large, publicly traded companies, shareholders typically have the greatest influence because they directly impact the company's value through their investment decisions. In contrast, in smaller businesses or social enterprises, the local community, customers, and employees might have more sway, especially if the business's success depends heavily on maintaining good relationships with these groups. Moreover, the influence of stakeholders can shift over time as the business environment changes. For example, changes in technology might empower customers to demand faster service or better digital experiences, pushing businesses to adjust their objectives accordingly. Similarly, as public awareness of environmental issues grows, stakeholders like the government, local community, and even customers might push businesses to set objectives around sustainability and reducing their environmental footprint. This shift in influence is evident in industries like fashion, where brands are increasingly setting objectives to reduce waste and promote sustainable practices in response to growing consumer demand for eco-friendly products. In conclusion, stakeholders influence business objectives to varying degrees based on their relationship with the business, their power, and the nature of their interests. Owners and shareholders often have the most direct influence, as their financial stakes guide major strategic decisions, but employees, customers, suppliers, the local community, and the government all play important roles in shaping a company's goals. Balancing these diverse interests is crucial for businesses to navigate their external environment, meet stakeholder expectations, and achieve long-term success.